Okay, we're going live. Let's see what happens here. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. I didn't want to do this actually, so we'll try it anyway and see what happens. There, it says live. Perfect. We're live. Let's see what happens here. We're going live. What's next? There we go. Live feed. This is going to be an interesting video. What I want to do is I'm going to share with you two things. One is a simple way to actually create online courses and videos very quickly, and a new piece of tech that I just upgraded that's going to help me do that. Now, here's kind of the gist of this. I'm of a big fan of doing one thing, and that's not doing any video editing. In fact, I hate video editing. I'm not very good at it. Tried a lot to get good at it, but for the life of me, couldn't figure it out in a way that came across as if I knew what I was doing when it came to editing. So for all intents and purposes, what I did is I stopped doing video editing. I tried to not do any video editing and did my best to have other people do that. And a couple things happened. One is it never kind of really turned out the way I wanted. And second, it took a lot of time and money to get it back, and I wasn't able to do things quickly. And my goal when it comes to teaching online, building training sites, is to get as much valuable content out to people as quickly as possible in a format that is as instructional and entertaining as possible. So I gravitated towards live editing because that's what I ended up doing. And when you're teaching online, it kind of is live editing, right? It's like you prepare for a lesson, you present the lesson to your students or whatever, and then at the end you take a look and say, okay, what did I do well? What did I not do too well? How can I improve it next time? And it's an ongoing process. And with more experience, you get to be a better teacher each time. Now I could have done that with live video editing, but didn't really want to do that. I wanted to be able to get stuff out quickly and not have to wait to go through that process to get feedback. I wanted to get feedback as quickly as possible, make as many mistakes as I could as quickly as I could, and then kind of figure it out from there. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go over why live editing, where it fits in between post-production video editing and live editing. Kind of take a look at that, and then I'm going to share another piece of software, another piece of hardware actually that I got that is going to make it even faster to create live edits on the fly. So here's kind of the gist of this and what I want to do through it is, so there's some really good reasons on why you want to do a live edit, and we're actually doing a live edit now. So this is a live broadcast. You're going to see that there's going to be stuff changing throughout the session, whether it be a Zoom there, or for example, if we get a screen capture with a talking head in it, or maybe a screen capture with a panel, or maybe we just go directly to a screen capture. But these are live edits that I've made in the software that I use to do the live broadcast. And the way I set this up is to support, in this particular case, I wanted the scenes to support the live videos. On the other hand, we can get these scenes set up to support teaching of a particular skill or topic, and you would set up scenes or live edits to support that. And the ones that I set, there was 5 that I have set up. Reason I did that and reason I focused on it is because I had a little tool here, and I'll show it to you, and it's an Elgato Stream Deck Mini, and you can see there's 6 buttons on it. I have one button goes backwards and forwards between level of buttons, but the other buttons are just the ones that basically go and say, change the screen. So I press the button, screen changes to a different, for example, picture, whatever that happens to be. So I'm using this Elgato Stream Deck to move between the different scenes that I have set up. And the reason I do that is because it makes it a lot more efficient in terms of my time to do these live edits, right? I could have just recorded into the camera and then had another video that was my screen capture and maybe a different audio that I was doing, and then I could send that all off to someone to do editing. But I wanted to be able to have those splits or those jumps between scenes when I wanted them, based on the conversation that I might have been having to the camera, or if it was a live session we included chat, that's something we might have done as well. The other thing is when we do this, if you do a live edit or a live presentation, one of the cool things, of course, is that you can actually have a chat, right? You can have a live interaction with someone during the live call where you get engagement with the students or the people that are watching. And you can use those engagements and or questions or examples live in what you're teaching during the online course or the online content that you're presenting. So a lot enhanced engagement is a big thing. So we got a really, really fast turnaround. We got enhanced engagement. And then the other important one, of course, that's more important now, I think, for this video generation is the ability to be real, unauthentic, and muck up and not be overly produced. And it's really about documenting what you're doing live in real time. And I've mentioned this before. If you've heard me use the term digital exhaust, it's like capturing that digital exhaust and using it as either a teacher tool or a way to create courses, online courses, or monetize your skills and your experiences while you're actually doing it. So it's not something that you're producing after the fact. You're actually capturing it live authentically. When you muck up, when you do something well, it gets done live on the fly, which is really cool. So those are three things. The fourth one is the enhancements. And I touched on this briefly. It's like if you are doing online courses and it takes you 6 months to do an online course to get it perfect, by the time that 6 months is up, I guarantee you there's changes that you want to make based on stuff that's happening. And that's even getting more of an issue or more of a problem as the amount of content that's being generated grows substantially, and all the processes and information around that are growing exponentially faster and faster each and every day anyway. So you can get instant feedback and make adjustments based on the next time that you present or amend or add to what you previously produced to be able to do that quickly. The other thing is cost. If you think about it, how much does it cost a video editor? Now, if you're doing entertainment videos, get a video editor. If you're doing teaching online, I suggest that you take a look at live edits and see how you can adapt live edits to the creation of your teaching content as opposed to produced teaching content. So you got to fit it into your business model, but I think that piece of being able to live or edit live your content has real value there. Now, you can get comfortable when you're getting at this, looking into the camera, playing around with it, playing with your little Stream Deck and getting some scenes set up. But there's some things that are a downside to it, right? So there's 5 things you have to really consider is that the production quality of your content isn't going to be there. And if you have, for example, large companies or large organizations, or you have a particular skill that you're teaching or courses that you're creating that require a certain level of professionalism because of certifications or knowledge that you're actually teaching, you won't have the level of production quality that you would have on a live edit. You won't have that on a proper edit after the fact with a video editor. And this can be important if you're making mistakes, right? If you make a mistake during a live session, you don't necessarily want to have that in the video course that you've created, that you're not supposed to give away bad answers or incorrect answers. So, being able to make edits, live after the fact is really important. Also, creative flexibility. It's in one thing when you're talking about doing live edits and some of the stuff we're doing here. You may want to do things where you're pulling additional assets that are separate from the live event and bringing them into the event. And also in terms of creativity too, if you have what are called B-rolls or additional videos or images that aren't in the live session, but they're something you need to add after the fact, you can do that with videos, post-production. You can't do that necessarily with a live edit because the asset that you're adding wasn't available when you were doing the live edit. You have a lot more control over the content, right? You also have that ability, again, to cut out pieces that are wrong, to adjust or add text, for example, or additional images to supplement maybe what you covered but didn't cover properly. And I think the big thing is that removing errors and refining content. One of the hard things that I find personally that I'm working on is sometimes the live sessions are longer than they need to be because you either kind of get off on a tangent or give additional examples or cover a point that really didn't have as much value as it needed to have, or maybe it was extraneous. It didn't even need to be covered. You're doing a live session, you talked about it. It's hard to cut it out unless you do some post-production on the video. So having said that, what are some of the tools that you can use to actually go and do these live edits? And there's a number of them, and I'm going to mention a couple of them, and I'll put the links below, of course. And all of this information as well is on trainingsites.io. Make sure to go and join the community there where we cover all of this material, and again, have all of the links and resources for it. But there's a couple kind of big ones, and there's two approaches to it. One is having a piece of software installed on your computer locally, and the other one is a third-party service that you log into their site and use their tools. Now, I'm going to give you the two kind of big ones that are for installed on your own machines locally. The first one is called OBS, which I believe is Open Broadcaster Software. That installs on your PC or your local computer. I believe it's on Mac as well. And that is like a free open source live stream video editing piece of software that gives you tons of flexibility and all sorts of options in terms of outputting your content. And whether that be a live stream or just a recording of it, but it allows you to do live edits and capture what it is while you're doing it. So that one's a kind of a neat one. It's Open Broadcaster System. The other one that I'm using for this one, which is Mac only, is called Ecamm, and I'll show that to you in a second on why I'm kind of using it and where the Elgato Stream Deck fits in. But that one particularly, I really like that one because it makes doing things with live chat, integrating Zoom into it, and having the flexibility of all of these scenes that are attached to the Elgato Stream Deck. It makes it easy to do that for me, but it's Mac only, so that's one that you have to kind of consider. Again, a lot of overlays, neat things that can happen there, and I'll show you the interface just in a second to that. So here's the other one that those are installed in your machine, on your local machine. The other one you'll hear, there's one called Riverside.fm, I think it is, and then the big one is called Streamlabs, and these are particular sites or services that you log into that will allow you to create scenes, and they have some preset ones, and I believe you can set some additional ones now. You can broadcast it live to YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, all of the different social media platforms. You can also record it if you just want to record it as a course or course content, but they have some additional scenes that are available to you as well. And Streamlabs is a good one, and that's one that you'll find a lot of people use. So there's Riverside Streamlabs software service, and then you've kind of got Ecamm and the OBS on the installed software. So there's where we're at, right? We've got the value of live editing versus post editing, and then we've got some software to do the live edits. Where does all of this fit in? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to try and open up. I've only done this in recorded sessions, not in live sessions. So if it doesn't happen to work properly, I'll try and get back to where I need to be, and we'll go from there. And there's an example of a live session, right? I'm going to show something that I've done before but not live, and then we'll see how it actually happens. So I'm going to go over to my Ecamm software, and I'm going to do a live demo mode, which is going to show my actual Ecamm interface on a different monitor here. So I'm just going to go and we'll pick live demo mode. It says turn on live demo mode. There it is, live demo mode. It should be showing right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over to another machine here just to make sure. And I'll just do this one to make sure that we're live here. So I opened up, there we go. I'm live on another session. I went to another monitor to make sure that it was working on another machine. We're all good to go. So here's the important part right here. I'm just going to show you right here. And this particular section right here where it says scenes default show, you can create as many shows as you want and have different scenes that show up for you. And there's the one that shows up. I don't know if I can get that bigger for you so that you can see it. try and make that a little bit bigger so we see it. So in this one, I've got a live feed, which is here. I've got a live feed, which is one where the zoom is a little bit bigger. I've got the one which is the headshot and the chat, which is the one that shows up there. And these are all scenes that I've set up. So this one I've got a desktop and my face there that shows up. And then I've got one which is just the main display. I also have another one which is a headshot and a pencil. And this one, I don't have it plugged in now, but this is the one where I can write on my, I can actually write down specifically on my tablet, and the writing shows up on the screen. And I have some other ones, for example, the iPhone that I have that's set up, but I've got all these additional scenes. And the cool thing, of course, with Ecamm and these other tools is you can set up multiple scenes. And being able to set up those scenes is of real value because it gives you the flexibility as a teacher and a course creator to add the pieces that you need to get the message across and the story across, and to do it live in real time. And all I need to do is switch between these scenes that I've set up. And again, this scene is a default show. I can have a show for any kind of course that I want. I can have a different show for any kind of presentation. I can have multiple shows with multiple scenes. And that's one of the reasons I like Ecamm, is being able to do that. But this is just a default show. And these ones that I had, I've got pre-programmed so that they're using that Elgato Stream Deck and allowing me to get out of that basic, take that the keys that I have or the sessions that I have, set up as scenes, and associate them with the Stream Deck. So let's go take a look now, and I'm just going to we'll go back to my headshot here and get rid of my other screen so I can see it in the background. Again, so the Elgato I have, mini, 6 keys, doesn't give me much to work on. Let me open up my software here and I'll show you what it actually is, or what we're looking at. And I'll open up a screen here. There's my Stream Deck. So let's take a look at my main display. I'll move that over. And what I want to do is, let's go to my Stream Deck. Let's do my Stream Deck. Where's my Stream Deck? Just make sure I'm in the right place there. Let's go. Got to open it up. Just finding the app and making sure it's open. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to bring this over right now so that you can see it. And yeah, okay. So you can see the software. This is my Elgato Stream Deck software. And I have 2 pieces of hardware. One is I have a Stream Deck pedal underneath, which I've showed you before, which is a foot pedal, which allows me to, it's got 3 kind of foot pedal pieces to it. I can click here to go back, click on the right pedal to go forward between scenes, and then I can go live and finish with this left pedal. So that's the Stream Deck pedal that I have. The other one that I have is the Mini, which is the one that I showed you, right? And this is the one where I click on the live feed, shows the live feed. There's the live feed that's zoomed in. Then I have the Chrome and face, and then I have the headshot and Chrome, and then I have this one, which I'm on right now, which is basically showing the entire screen. So that's the Mini. The one that I'm going to open up now, and we'll see if I can get this to work properly, that I purchased recently, is this one is, let me just make sure it's there. Yeah, so this one is the Stream Deck. I think this one is called the Stream Deck. There's the Stream Deck Mark II. There's one called Stream Mark XL, which is even more keys. But this is the one that I need. And you can see there's 15 keys across it, right? So I'm just going to open this up. I haven't hooked it up yet. I'm going to try and hook it up, and then we'll show you what happens with it. So this particular device is a little bit different. You can see there's 15 keys. It's got a little bit of a side view to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the... Here's an example which would have been nice having this is if I had my iPhone set up over top of or looking down, you'd be able to see my hands going through all of the different pieces, right? Of actually showing how to use it. Because I don't have the phone hooked up with my Stream Deck, which I would have liked to do to switch back and forth between it, it's a little bit more difficult to show what I'm doing because I got to basically open something, hold it up to the camera as well. So I'm going to take out, I'm just undoing the Stream Deck cable here. And the way that this hooks up is this is a standard USB end to it, and this goes directly into the back of the Stream Deck. So I'm going to hook that one up. And we'll put that one in. See where the hook is. I'm not quite sure yet. Doesn't look like an easy way to hook it up, does it? Not fun. Not sure if this one pops off. There we go. That's better. So I just popped off the side. Again, this is one where, should I read the instructions first? Yeah, probably, but I didn't. So I'm guilty of what most people do. So I have the Stream Deck. I just got it off right now. I'm just going to put the cable in the back. Make sure that we're good to go. Okay, so that's hooked up. And then let's get it back in. So we now have the Stream Deck hooked up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this one, the other one that I had. And let's see what happens with that if I undo it. Let's do this one. What do I got here? Just going to undo one. And I'm going to do this one up, this new one, and let's see if it gets recognized and see what happens. So we'll plug that one in. So I've just got a USB connector on my Mac here, an extra one. I'm going to plug it in. Oh, look at that. So we've now got Stream Deck 37 is now hooked up. And on this one, if I go take a look and let's see if we can go to the actual main display so that you see it, you can see now that we've actually got the Stream Deck shows up here. It's called Stream Deck 37. And on this one, if I go and open it up a little bit more, we have things like default profiles, edit profiles, etc. So this is just the one that it came off with. So I can rename it, all sorts of stuff here. And if I'm not mistaken, on this one, they've got one already set for Ecamm Live. They've also got one set for OBS Studio, and they've also got one set for Streamlabs. And what I'm going to do is on this one, we'll do a new one here, and I can go and I can assign a particular button, for example, as the Go Live or Go Finish button. Give it a title and set it up. So this right now, the value of this for me is I'm in a position now where what I can do is I can create my own template and move between all of the scenes that I've created in my live broadcasting software. Not only have I done that to make the live broadcast more engaging, I've given myself the ability to access all of those scenes now live and in real time. And with the Stream Deck Elgato foot pedal, allowing me to go backwards and forwards through these means my hands can be free, but I can still be moving back and forth between scenes. But if I have to use my hands on it, I will as well. So this whole idea of being able to do a live edit, I think is of huge value to anyone who's teaching online, just because you can make your normal teaching that you normally do as quickly as possible, as engaging as possible on the computer by having lots of scenes and being able to switch back and forth through them. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got the Elgato, the Stream Deck link below here. I'm going to make some additional videos on how to get this set up at trainingsites.io. So if you haven't already signed up there, I'll make those courses free available to you. But this is a huge, huge bonus if you take the time to just figure out How do I need to present stuff in terms of the edits? What are the groupings that I need? And then what kind of tool do I need to support it? Do I want to use something like Ecamm, or do I want to use something like Streamlabs as a service? Both of them work, but it's your ability to configure them with the scenes that are appropriate for what it is that you're trying to teach. That's where the real value is. So I'm excited about this. Take the time to go look at this stuff, play around with it, do some live streams, but just record them, do them live, get some practice edits in, and you're going to be amazed and delighted how easy it is to start teaching online and creating online courses without having to go to an editor. And if I get any video editors mad at me, I certainly apologize. It's just something for me. I need to get stuff done quickly. I want to make sure it gets done fast, and I want to make sure there's at least a basic of editing on it so that it looks professional but gets the message that I need across quickly. So hope you enjoyed this. This is James Maduke speaking. Trainingsites.io is where we are. And again, if you want any of this stuff done for you, if you want to have your course created, if you want your training site built, if you want help marketing your training site and your courses, that's what we do as well. But if you want to figure it out for yourself and do the work yourself, learn how to do it, make sure to visit trainingsites.io and just sign up there and start taking some of the courses. Again, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Love to help you out. Hope you're having fun building your courses and teaching online. So take care. Expect the best.